And we're live.
We're live.
Oh.
And we're
What
alive.
show is this?
Oh, someone hijacked our stream. Well, to be fair, he contributed to it.
Boom, tough acting, tenactin'.
And through the power of the internet, we're figure action again.
There we go. Much better.
That's my second channel.
You're not TM Reviews. All right, someone's got to say it, so I'll say it. Roll that footage.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
What is going on, everybody? It's Thursday, and if you're watching us here live on YouTube, thank you very much. We wouldn't be able to do this show without all you beautiful people who turn in each and every week to watch us. So if you are watching us here live or after the airing, make sure you smash that like button because it helps us out in the algorithm. As Mike said last week, we're coming up on 800 subs. I think we're getting very close to the view time for us to get monetized. So be a friend, tell a friend.
View time we have, it's the subs we need.
Well, they lowered it to, didn't they lower it to 500,000?
I just checked after our last show.
Bastards. Well, we've got the view time. We need the subs. So be a friend, tell a friend, help us get there. We'd really appreciate it. And while you're at it, if you're not already subscribed, if you're new to us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, because we do have a secondary show we do, hosted by Trustarscreamer. Dave, do we have an upcoming episode of Figure Reaction planned?
I'm trying to work. Sorry, I was completely distracted by those amazing pecs and guns that T-Man was flexing right there.
He's got that Superman physique.
Jeez. Dear's elbow got nothing. That right there is the Black Superman.
And if you are watching us here live on YouTube, make sure you pop in that live chat over there. We've got a bunch of cool folks hanging out with us already. We got Toy Mafia, Princeton Phalanx, Mariana Shakan, McMillatterig. We've got TF Hustler. We've got Sportimus hanging out with us. Sportimus is upset you didn't kick it off with a joke, but granted, we kind of had one with the icon. We got Aqua Techie hanging out with us too. So if you are watching us here, pop into that live chat because we'll be highlighting your comments throughout the course of the show. And also, while you're at it, check the link in the description below. We've got our Teespring store. We've got some of the best priced podcasting merch out there. You're going to look good, and you're going to help us out if you pick up one of our shirts or other products. And
if you ask Google or Siri, they will tell you a bad joke.
I don't know. Hey, Siri. Hey, Alexa, tell me, or it's Echo up here. I forgot for a second. I think we got Winston hanging out with us. Echo, tell me a bad joke. It's thinking. What's the hairiest day of the week? Oh, Thursday. That's lame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. See.
Really?
See. That's the sign. That's the sign of a bad joke. Well, let's really find out how True Starscreamer is doing. Dave, how are you? And did you pick up anything cool this week?
Man, that was making me flashbacks to an ex-girlfriend I used to have. It was back in college, you know. We were all kind of doing stupid things, and she was actually a card-carrying member of the Communist Party. Things didn't go right, and honestly, I really should have seen the red flags everywhere. But anyway, I digress. You guys asked for it. It's been a pretty good week. I got an interesting care package today. He's not here today, but Mike from Junkie on Crafts and Builds sent me some neat stuff. The highlight on it, I have to tell you, was getting me the Fortnite boat. He did score it from Ollie's because nothing shows up here in North Carolina. So that was the highlight. Also in there was the Action Force Swarm gear set, which I've been looking for. And he threw a bunch of goodies in there. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but the other two highlights are the Fwoosh. They sent me the little karate guy from the Fwoosh, which serious mold degradation. I seriously hope that the other stuff that's coming out is not using this, is using an improved mold. Also, Where is it? Where is she? He was also able to find for me the articulated Black Widow, which I am very thrilled to have. Probably one of the few Marvel Legends I've been excited for a while. And then finally, the review is up on my channel as of a couple days ago. I did get the Swarm Horde figure from Action Force, and this is a very, very cool toy.
Very nice.
So that is my exciting week of acquisitions.
Very cool. Well, moving on. We'll go to a man who you love, and you've probably clicked on a bunch of his videos. Mr. T-Man 978T, how the hell are you doing? And did you pick up anything cool this week?
I am wonderific. And Trustarscreamer found this Figma tracer for dirt cheap at some store. What store did you find this at?
It's a Carolina store called McCain's, and yeah, okay. I gotta tell you, I own this figure. I had to rescue it. That was a Figma figure with all the accessories. It was for $4.95.
Was it like a mom and pop store, Dave? I guess.
There's like a couple of them around here. It's like a used bookstore.
Okay, because it makes me think they probably looked up and found the Hasbro version and priced it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone sold it to them. They looked it up, the value, and saw that the Hasbro one was going for next to nothing, and priced it at a measly $4, not knowing that they had pure gold.
No,
I don't think they knew what
$40 online, but
if they knew Overwatch Tracer, I would be shocked. But she's awesome. All the accessories, like you said. I had to pay for shipping and the price, so yay.
It was not scalped. It was exactly everything came out as estimated. I want to point that out, folks.
She's awesome. At some point, I'll put up a video.
I mean, does this count?
And I remembered I had these smoke effects from TM reviews. So I don't even know if people. Well, did I put the pic? No, the picture I put up didn't have these on there. But they just been randomly in one of my backgrounds for this guy, his video. But yeah, I'm good. I'm happy. Life, yay. Matt.
That was a hell of a segue. Well, we'll get into Matt and how he's doing.
I'll second that. Life, yay. I'm doing pretty good. I was originally planning on being at BotCon this year, but I'm not. So I'm here. TM Reviews, Sony. He's currently there now. Mike's on his way or will be there. Is that right?
And Deluxe is there.
Something like that.
Deluxe is there. But yeah, Sony's there now sending us pictures. He says there's a crap ton of Beast Box there from 5.2 Toys.
So he's just making all the harder for you.
Making all the what?
Making it all the harder for you since
I've actually not bought a 5.2 Toys figure in a while. I backed off on them because I got to pick a lane. Sometimes you got to pick a lane.
Matt is satisfied with how much box he has in his hands right now.
Right, something like that.
I need to add a rim shot effect to this StreamYard.
So I got to pick a lane. So I decided to not do. I'm not doing Hot Toys anymore. I'm not doing most Star Wars anymore. I'm going to focus primarily on robots and
disguises.
Voltron. Yeah, robots in their disguises. So all the new stuff that I got this week, I actually just boxed up and sent to Sony to review. So I ended up getting the Magic Square Onslaught, their IDW version, so he's going to have that on his channel. I got in the New Age Sludge, which is a friggin' masterpiece of a figure. It's amazing. Just imagine a perfect dinosaur sludge here in my hand. And then I got in
4K.
And then I got in the the Jurassic Park deco for the New Age Hound. I posted some of those on my Instagram. I ended up buying some Jurassic Park stickers for it and putting them on, so it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that. So in focusing my collection, the two things that I do have here is I picked up a Micro Galaxy Y-Wing because it's the first time I ever saw it.
Why?
Yes.
Y-Wing.
Pretty cool. Lots of deco, lots of
Wing.
everything. Like it's lots of wing. Yeah, it's got lots of paint on it. You can see the boosters have paint in there. It's pretty cool. The one that actually I was lucky because I rarely ever find these figures on the shelf. Somebody probably goes through and grabs them all. So I went through and grabbed all the ones I saw, and I got this one too, which is the Mandalorian's Nubian Starfighter, the N1. So if you look, he's got a little tiny Grogu there in the top cockpit. But yeah, this thing is decorated beautifully. It's got good paint on it. It's this one's well worth the price. Also found out that this size class dropped from $15 down to $12 in Target, so they're cheaper now, which is cool. None of them come with any stands.
Star Wars?
What's that?
Did you just say you were buying list Star Wars? Like that's
yeah, that
open?
was a setup of a long-term joke that really didn't pay off. And the other thing I got that I desperately needed was I got a light. I got a new little puck light, so here's my face a little brighter.
Yeah, I can see your pores and junk.
Yeah, I am poor. Thank you. All right, Jordan, how are you?
Well, I am. I'm dealing with a busy week at work. Last week was rough. You know, as I mentioned over the last weekend, I went to my friend, colleague, mentor's funeral, and that was tough. And then going right into a project go live, where I've been working 12-hour days, which has been a bit of a challenge. So doing 6 to 6. So to say I'm tired is a bit of an understatement. I got one more day. Thank God I have Saturday and Sunday off. I'm looking forward to that. My wife and I have a movie date, so I'm looking forward. Alexa and I are going to go see the movie Strays. So I've been looking forward to that for a minute. So hopefully kick back a little bit this weekend and maybe get some barbecuing in. Other than that, I've been sticking up on my health stuff. So I've been working on getting back to being in shape and sticking to my diet. Even as stressful as this week's been, I've been sticking to the diet, so I'm pretty proud of myself, staying on top, drinking water. And I did have a little bit of a setback because I haven't been like running or anything, and I think it's my shoes. I've been doing like exercise every day with almost no days off. Like even if I don't go to the gym, I do like a 60 to 70 minute walk. On my right foot, on the ball of my foot, my callus like separated from my heel, so I had like this huge chunk of skin come off my heel. So it's like tender right now, and it fucking sucks. But I'm not gonna let it set me back.
A tender foot.
Yeah, exactly. Tender foot. At least it's not a sugar foot. That's a terrible joke. Anyway, it's not a camel toe. As far as pickups, I got this guy on deep clearance. I got him for $11. So I didn't have a Luke Skywalker in my collection, believe it or not. I don't know how that was possible. So I've got all the stuff for Mandalorian that I wanted, so I'm done with that. And it's just going to be the occasional Jedi or Sith. And I was like, shit, I didn't have a Luke Skywalker, so now I have a Luke Skywalker.
I have more Lukes than I realized.
Yeah, and it's silly because he came with this little Grogu, and I have 3 Grogus now, and it's like, why I don't need 3 Grogus, but this one has a stand. Yeah, this one has a stand. So the one he's just kind of closed in his bassinet. The other one is being held, and then this one will be with Luke. I was late to the party, but I got my Fans Toys tube as well, and mine is pretty good. The only issue I have, and I need to break out the Kiki, is my elbows are fine, but the bicep swivel on the right arm it's not the loosest thing in the world, but it's like
it's gonna get worse.
Yeah. So
I can confirm that will fix it. I was able to get the cover off the back of his arm and fix it.
Oh wait, so you can screw this part in?
Yeah, on the back of his
Yeah.
tricep.
I see
It
I see the
I
little cover
pulled
right
it
there.
and it came right off.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be that lucky, but
Well, I see a little spot where I could get a spudger in. So maybe I'll try tightening the screw before I do kiki. Or are you saying
no, you're gonna need the kiki.
so
I tried that first.
unscrew it and then put the kiki in?
Yeah.
And then lastly, I also got the Studio Series Rhinox, which he's neat. He's neat.
I saw him today.
Yeah. Get a good look at him. It's funny because he's painted, but he's bland. And yeah, but he's got some cool stuff. Like he's got like layered details, and it's like the more I look at him, the more I like him. But there's certain things like why does he not get 90-degree elbow bend, and why is the swivel on his head so tight? And, there's a huge gap in the Rhino mode that's just kind of But I mean, he looks nice with Cheetor, Rhinox, and Air Razor. So you know, he's a thing. He's a thing. You know, I'm debating what I want to do with Studio Series and Generations in general. I think I'm probably gonna get out of doing like mainline legacies. Like as Matt was saying, I need to pick a lane. And it's becoming a redundancy to have like, okay, I have this as a masterpiece and I also have it legacy. And you know, it's like the old, you know, they're not going in vehicle mode on display. So what do I do with them? And you know, I think really what I should do is anything that I would never get a masterpiece of. That's where Studio Series and Legacy comes in. Anything that you know is like a weird one-off or like a G2, that's where Studio Series and Legacy should come in. But I'm you know, I need to scale back. I'm running out of space. I need to sell some stuff, and you know, I think it's just time to pick a lane. A masterpiece, I've decided finally is my lane. That's where I want to stick. I like the way it displays. That's what I like the most about having it all. But you know, I think ultimately that's going to be the line that I draw. And like I said, Black Series, I'm done. Marvel Legends, it's not really doing anything for me. I just think I'm going to have like a core group of X-Men and a few Spider-Men, call it a day, and my Turtles. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that stuff. And if I can de-big in myself, there we go. All right. Mariana says, I like the Rhinox. He doesn't need more paint washes. And yeah, I think a black wash would do wonders on that figure, to be honest. And Princeton's on his way out to Texas for a few days. And he says, not a sugar foot, but a sugar dad. No, I'm nobody's sugar daddy. I'm a husband. I guess maybe there's an equivalence there.
A happily married husband. You got to say all that.
Yes.
I did get something else I forgot about.
Oh, yeah?
Baby Mario was on the way out of Walmart.
Oh, was he like one of the little...
Yeah, he was at the register, and I was like, yeah, I got to get it.
I haven't seen those little impulse buy things. I had a Captain Olimar somewhere that was like that.
I don't know. I think I have one. I don't know where I put it. Yeah. But his little arms move. His head rotates. Actually, the arms go outward. He has 2 points of articulation on the arms. And the feet. The legs rotate at the hips.
Wow.
Was he like a $5 figure?
Yeah.
Next year it'll be $15.
If it was Hasbro, it would have been 15.
Probably so.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is better than Grogu. Probably a little bit.
Sergio says, my son needs that Baby Mario. And Mariana says, I didn't know the Baby Mario. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I got one for $50.
So Mariana asked, is that Jax specific? Is Jax making those like the other figures?
Yeah. Yeah, they're making all the World of Nintendo stuff.
Princeton says that's a spitting image of Dave.
Oh, come on.
McLattery says you're committing child Mario abuse.
First of all, I got a small schnoz.
Yeah.
Well, just think of the residuals that come with being Mario. You know.
He had a one-up mushroom when he fell.
All right, you guys want to get into some news because we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. And this one,
end the show.
Oh, okay. Well, typically that just means T-Man left the wrong way.
So I've almost done that twice. So I'm glad I'm not the only one.
But you've almost. He actually did.
Right. I've caught myself both times, obviously, but.
So YOLO Park, man, they've been knocking it out of the YOLO Park.
Just like this Prime is doing, the Megatron.
Yeah.
Hey-oo.
Yeah. So their AMK series, and I mean we talked about them, pretty in depth a couple weeks ago about how like they went from doing this super expensive Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime model that was like a legit model that was like a perfect grade Gundam. Then they come out of nowhere and they do these, the smaller kits and the $30 kits, and now they're doing this AMK Pro series, which Matt, these are retailing for what, $60?
$65 a piece.
Yeah, and this is just the only image we get. Now the interesting thing about the Megatron is he actually has die cast, so I would assume that this Optimus would have die cast as well. All the articulation. Probably is, well, I would say it's a definite at this point that it's going to be just the same snap together action figure. Like it's an action figure, you pop the limbs on, but they call it a model kit to skirt around what it is. I have the 3-0 stuff. I have the Mega Action Series Prime.
Why this is a model kit?
Why is that?
It just hit me. It's a model kit, so Super 7 couldn't get angry.
It's a good point. Now this is bigger.
The same price point, and
yeah. This is at least bigger than the Super 7. There was a picture comparing the size of the Megatron to the Rise of the Beasts kits. Let me see if I can pull that up.
So I'm in on the Megatron. I need to see more pictures of the Optimus to see if I'm, like I said, I collect Optimus Primes, but I don't have as far as Megatron figures go, like I don't ever hardly transform a Megatron. So me having and I know it doesn't really scale well, but having this guy just as a posable action figure makes sense to me.
God,
so
damned. I need to buy this.
It's got, so I mean, just the amount, it's die cast on the feet, on part of the legs, and on part of the lower torso. Did he just throw up?
No.
I thought you were like, and then you stood up.
No. Sorry.
So he's got all that die cast on him. He comes with a stand, and he comes with all of the Megatron-y accessories that you have come to know and love. And doesn't he have light-up features in the eyes and the gun?
I don't recall. I'm looking now. If we go to there's a post here on TFW detailing all the diecast parts. So everything.
Not to mention all of the alternate parts. I mean, that's crazy. Like that's for $65. Yes, please.
Yeah. So all these parts in blue. So we got diecast on the chest, the upper shoulders, the
outer arm panels,
outer arms, the crotch, the feet, and lots of accessories, 2 optional faces, optional chest, the mace.
My only complaint with him is that the head sculpt is not 100% in my eyes for Megatron. Something is weird, and I think it's that it's got a narrow bucket.
For me, it's
the helmet might be a little too narrow.
For me, it's 2 things. It's the texture that's here. And I see what you're getting at with the narrowness, but I don't think it's that it's narrow. I think it's too square for its own good. And the third thing...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's not enough for me to not get it, for sure, but it's not quite dead on as I've seen some, like, definitely the Masterpiece, and most of the Legends figures I have in Megatron, like, friggin' nail it. So this is just off enough.
I mean, if we go back to the in-hand pictures that were taken of it, I think it looks vastly better. But I still think I see the issue is that the face should be a flat color, because his eyebrows just don't stand out. They're kind of lost. He kind of has the same. I don't know if you remember how like the Apollyon face was, where it was like too silver for its own good. I mean, with the eyes, lighten up, it looks better. But I think just having a silver face just kind of washes itself out a little bit.
In the chat, they said all of the fun of a Transformers toy mixed with the experience of being a Chinese assembly line factory worker.
I mean, they passed the savings on to you, right?
You know what? That's worth $30 to me.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. This is, I think we've talked before. This is what Red should have been.
Yeah.
This is a good alternate to the MDLX line is cool, but it's so stylized. If you want a more true to form, here you go.
Yes.
But we talked about the Megatron already. Isn't the Prime is the new picture?
Yeah. And that's the only picture we have in Prime so far. So more to come. I'm sure we'll be talking about YOLO Park a lot coming up, as they've got several more kits for Rise of the Beast, and it looks like they're probably going to go in on the G1 stuff because, to your point, there's a lot of people. I like the stylized look of the MDLX, and the thing I like about it is it doesn't feel like a retread. Like as I was saying, in my opener there, collecting Generations and Masterpiece or Legacy and Masterpiece Studio Series, it just kind of feels like redundancies, and I'm like, I can't keep doing that. Pick a lane, but for people that don't want the stylized look of MDLX, and they just want to have like a detail full of the characters they want, but they don't want to go in on Masterpiece. They display them in bot mode as it is. These would be a good option for those people.
And they're more accessories, and they're about what a $20 to $15 cheaper price point.
Yeah, because the MDLX, like the Megatron for MDLX,
for the leaders.
And the other thing too that's frustrating about MDLX is that, like, if you don't get in early on the pre-order, like, you'll see the price spike up $40 through the resellers, and then you have to wait for the restock, which, that's my challenge with Megatron.
Jordan, did that info sheet have the dimensions?
It's 20 centimeters tall.
There you go. Sportimus was asking.
Yeah. So we'll do it. 20 centimeters is, I believe, close to 10 inches. Yeah, it's I'm sorry, it's 8 inches.
Let me unzip and see.
I think it's 8 inches.
Yeah, 7.87 inches.
It's 2 inches.
Everybody that's like in the UK is like, man, this guy knows nothing about the metric system.
So I'm clearly excited about it.
Inches at all.
I'm clearly excited about it. Dave is going to cave and get it.
I'm not getting it.
We know.
For me, it's like I said, it's a little bit of a redundancy. I might get the Prime just because I love Optimus Prime. I collect Optimus Primes.
Oh, did you see your tip skirts?
I did, but yeah.
It makes me want to. I mean, I was liking the 3.0 MDXs. It makes me ready to box them up and put them on eBay because A, the price, B, what I'm getting is G1. It's not. I bet you, and if they do Seekers, they ain't gonna be $120.
Yeah, and they'll look like the Seekers. Like they that's the the big problem is people don't like the stylization. I like the stylization, but for me, it's like, well, I have all the Masterpiece Seekers.
I said I like the stylization, the ones that I have. That's why I pre-ordered so many of them. But dude, I'm getting the stand with this. I'm getting more figure.
Yeah. Mariano, patience saves pockets. Go to your Walmart, go to the checkout, and hopefully you'll find a Baby Mario there. I will keep a lookout too. If I happen to see one at Walmart, I'll pick one up. I can mail that one to you if I find it. All right. Yeah, I do agree. Let's move on to our pre-orders. These are all figures we've seen, but they went up for pre-order today. Big list. If you go to T-Man's Amazon listing, he's got all of these there, and I think that's on your channel, right, T?
Yep. If you go to my Facebook, Tman978 Shield Reviews, I put a link with all these. If you like my channel and want to help me out, thank you.
I think there a couple new pictures of Ultra Magnus in here though, because I don't
I
remember
believe
seeing.
there are.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are.
Yeah,
He looks way beefier in these pictures.
Yeah,
His head looks so much smaller.
I'm okay with that, to be honest.
And this is not a robot within a robot, right? This
Right.
is
No.
the
All in one.
full folded up
Yeah.
cab.
Also $90.
Yeah, so he's
Well,
a commander class.
As I said, it's commander class, yeah.
Yeah, but they at least are giving you effects pieces. He's one of the larger commander class figures,
Yeah,
from what I
he's big.
understand.
He's bigger than Leader Grimlock.
So,
And you have
know
to.
it definitely should be heavier.
I think in most people's opinion, and I may be misspeaking here, but I think most people's opinion, the perfect commander class was Skyfire or Jetfire,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
you have to kind of compare this to that. Are you getting the same amount of bang for your buck as you did with Jetfire?
I mean,
I don't have an answer. I'm just asking.
I love
I
that
can
he
get a
can do this.
Megatron that goes to pieces like this for $60 from YOLO Park.
Right.
I think this has more transformation engineering than Jetfire. But it did. Jetfire came with like 15 accessories or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
all the
10
fast pack
armor packs,
Yeah.
of 10 armor and gun pieces, and then it had like 7 blast effects.
So I like that he can do this. I also really like that you can put the missiles into the blast effects. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, I like that he comes with the blast effects.
Yeah. I like the way that the weapons store, and I like the fact that he's bulky in robot mode, but they actually engineered him to actually function as a car carrier, which the mainline Magnuses have had issues with.
And you got to admit that alt mode looks very like G1 toy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Problem is,
Well, it looks
charging
G1
as
toy.
much as-
And then there's Henry.
It makes me think of when Rodimus came out. I mean, I waited on Rodimus for the price to go down. So this is a patience pockets. Oh God, Henry's here.
This is I want it right now, and I don't have patience. Urges.
You say screw them pockets.
Yeah. My pockets has holes in it already.
Then we get what is this guy's name? This is just a straight up repaint of Freezer. I think he's Novocaine. Yeah, Novocaine.
That I was shocked that they could name it that.
I think with the K they were able to, but I thought Novocaine was the name of like a rapper or something.
I thought it was a drug, isn't it?
Well, it is. That's what they use at the dentist. But I mean, these guys are neat little troop builders, but it's unfortunate that they didn't engineer. It's also funny he's a scout class, but he's not all that much different from like what are the like little battle masters called for the main line?
Battle Masters?
I think they are like with Skull Cruncher and Ryan, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah.
They don't put it on the box, which is not helpful.
Then of course we get
Frenzy.
Yes, this is actually Frenzy, and it's funny because they put red. We knew he was coming. I mean, if you got Rumble blue, you know what you're in for with this one. Then of course we get a look at the Noah Diaz. Yeah. And it's interesting. It clicked for me when they're like in exosuit, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's because people are saying he's a pretender. Of course, in the movie, he didn't transform at all. And of course, they're all over the place here. Like the render on the box is close to what he looked like in the movie, but I think that this was either a concept or it was meant to be. I feel like this was meant to be a core class pretender, another character altogether, and they're just like, yeah, we'll make it Noah.
You know what? That would have been a perfect core class Metal Hawk if you changed the head.
There was another Pretender jet. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I was like, this reminds me of a character I had when I was a kid. Like, it reminds me of Skyhammer a little bit. Now I look at it, and I wonder. Now, granted, Skyhammer was like a VTOL, but I won't be shocked if this one gets repainted into another Pretender character.
I'm happy that the jet can come off of him, and the gun hand is optional as well.
Or was it
What else we
Roadblock? So to keep it moving along, Ratchet, which we knew was coming. We covered
I feel
this.
like we talked about him.
Yeah, and we get some new pictures of the Studio Series Nightbird, who looks fairly accurate. Again, those legs are kind of a mess, but at least
backpack there.
The car mode at least looks nice. I like the fact that even if not all four wheels are pinned on, they did the inside pins. To be fair, in the movie, she did have a massive backpack, which surprised me because her backpack in the movie becomes like these like a fast pack almost.
It looks like it should have a trigger on it, and she should have an action gimmick.
Right?
Like her arms just do this. I hope that's mistransformed, which is
But
possible.
I'm just saying, but all that backpack, but those little feet. I mean, look how
I know
they've got that.
she
She's gonna have. She won't be able to stand vertical. She's always going to be at that angle.
She's got dumps like a truck.
I wonder
think-
I wonder if that's officially licensed.
That's a good
Vehicle.
question.
If being that the vehicle mode is so close,
Modded.
so good.
Yeah.
I bet, because they license every damn thing.
Well, she looks tiny. I mean, that's a deluxe box, and like, she's barely coming up. But
Well,
no,
hey,
it's a licensed. It's a licensed Nissan. So there you go. And that's what we got for the new pictures that came on with the pre-orders. We do have some new listings. I believe these come from JT Prime, and these are primarily Studio Series. So let's get into those. Yep, these come from JT Prime 17. So they're listing a Generation Studio Series. Let's see, the fifth movie was The Last Night Drift. Studio Series Deluxe Rise Lifeline. What was Lifeline?
No, Lifeline wasn't the helicopter, was it?
No. I only know Lifeline was a G.I. Joe.
Well, they've got their names cross over because I mean,
Yeah, like Shockwave.
Yeah.
Beach
mean,
Drummer.
It says Rise, so I'm assuming it was a cut character.
Like the bus.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me that they cut that scene.
Well, okay. G1 Lifeline is an RC repaint.
Hmm.
That's who we know as the Paradon, the Paradon Medic, the green and white RC.
No.
But I mean, this says Deluxe, so that'll be interesting to see. Interestingly, another commander class that potentially could be Stratosphere. Then, of course, we get into Legacy. It says Uni Commander, Uni Titan. So another commander class, another Titan coming in. Anybody's guess as to what those could be. Then we get into Generation Selects, Autobot Multi-Pack. I think this is where we're going to start seeing a lot of these little what were they called? The Micromasters from Legacy being repurposed as mini-cons. It wouldn't shock me.
I will say, though, that the two available mini-cons that they have that they're selling are far and away superior to the Micromasters. So I don't know if they could do that.
They were brand new molds as well.
Right. That's what I mean. And there's a lot more thought put into those mini-cons than they did. Those Micromasters were just not good. in my opinion. I love the MicroMasters from the late 80s and the 90s. And I was super stoked when I heard they were bringing them back, and I was so let down.
Same. They were almost good, but they fall apart. So
they felt right. Exactly. Exactly.
Then we get it just says Generation Selects Deluxe 3-pack. Who knows what that could be? I wouldn't be shocked if they decided to do the deluxe Insecticons that way, even though they've already done was it Venom? No, they haven't done Venom. It was they repainted Kickback into one of the deluxe Insecticons.
Ransack?
Yeah,
it was Ransack. They could do Ransack. They could. It's like so much speculating until we know.
I was going to say, let's just wait for the reveals.
Buzzworthy, another multi-pack, another Studio Series Voyager, which that could be anything. It's so strange, like how certain things fall into that Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, and like one of the better figures, that Optimus Prime, that should have been a mainline release. Then another Leader reissue. Yeah, Chop Shop would be an easy one to do shrapnel into. They did it already for one of the early like that little core class Megatron. Mariana says there's a list that showed Studio Series 86 Swoop doesn't come out until April 20. I mean, wouldn't shock me, but then Hasbro loves to move this stuff up. It's like something will come out and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's out in November. Leader reissue 3, I'm willing to bet that's either going to be Dark of the Moon, Shockwave, since people had issues finding him. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Studio Series Voyager is Sentinel Prime, since he's like one of the more expensive Studio Series figures, and a lot of people couldn't find him. Then there's going to be a Bumblebee Studio Series 2-pack, and then Walmart has 4 more retro releases. So
Studio Series 2-pack. Do you think it's going to be the cons?
It could be that. It could be some of the dreads. It might also be a good way to do skids and mud flaps, since they're not.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. So
I mean, beloved characters, yay.
I like the ice cream truck version of them. I just thought that it as a deluxe it kind of failed.
Had zero purpose. They added 0 to the movie, 0 to the plot, 0.
They were the most
to the
rated characters out of the first,
and they
2
did
films.
nothing.
Yeah, Sportimus brings in a good point there. I still need a Studio Series Ironhide. They could do an Ironhide reissue, but yeah, it's always interesting. Then they'll have a Transformers event, and all this stuff will either get leaked or come out in that event. So
I think kids probably like mud flapping skids.
Why? They did not.
Because they're bright colored and stupid.
I mean, have you ever seen Skibbity Toilet?
No.
What?
The internet phenomenon, Skibbity Toilet.
No.
Yeah, go look that up and see and ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with kids today?
All I know is what the guy that played Blippi did before he was Blippi was.
Oh God, I know that one.
Yeah,
I know that one.
He was a Army Ranger.
No,
No, he was. My son was a fan of Blippi.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his career as Steezy Grossman.
I don't know what that is.
Let's just say he did his own like Jackass-esque stunts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, he was in the military prior. Now you know.
Anyway,
and knowing is half the battle. What's this monkey man?
Yeah, so this is the 3-0 DLX Optimus Primal from Rise of the Beasts. So this scales with the larger figures, and God, every time. So these are the color photos. We'd seen like the renders, and we were kind of like wondering, well, how are they going to do the fur on him? Now we know. So it looks like everything is molded. There's no like. because I was wondering, like, are they going to do anything flocked? Are they going to try and do like some sort of kind of Hot Toys like pleather or something? But no, they're doing molded plastic. It seems that looks fine. So but what's interesting is, you know how like a lot of these, as you activate the ab crunch, you see sections of the spine. What I find really interesting about this guy, and they show, it's kind of like a hyper detailed butterfly joint. I thought that was really cool how they're engineering that.
Oh, he's gonna go right next to my other DLX figures.
But you don't have any.
I see what he did there.
Yeah. I don't recall him having a chain on the swords in the
He
movie.
did for a second.
Yeah.
He pulled them and then he like flipped them around. I think he threw it at somebody.
They had as much screen time as Rhinox did.
Yeah.
You have to watch
Just
the
a little bit
ending
more than Air Razor's alt mode.
Right.
And then that big speech from Rhinox that inspired everybody. Yeah.
I think this is interesting. I don't
Still like how
recall any.
Nightbird had the most badass ending.
I don't recall any of the previous ones having weapon storage though, and that's something that I found interesting. Is you can actually stow the swords on his back.
They're taking liberties.
Also, I don't recall his robot face, and again, like you briefly see it, but I don't recall his robot face being like ape-like. I recall it like looking like Optimus Primal, where it had the cutout. Maybe I'm okay. So that's interesting. They have this face, they have that face, and then they have this ape-like face. And I wonder if that's like a holdover from concepts, because when they had the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee, you actually had like the concept art wing doors you could put on them that you never had in the movie. So I wonder if that's
this could actually be in the movie, but everything happened in the background so fast.
Right. And I mean, it was hard to get a look at his robot mode in the movie because he just transformed at the end and started moving around really fast, and you could see his robot mode as well as you could see this picture. It also didn't help that he's so monochromatic that everything got washed out. But I mean, this looks interesting. I don't know that, I would get this. I have the YOLO Park one. I'm happy with that. So.
I'm done with movie stuff. Unless it's like that Bumblebee Prime, which actually looks like a fucking awesome toy. Just the idea of, like, I don't even bother with the movies anymore because, as I said, he doesn't transform till the very end. They stay in their beast modes the whole time. Optimus Prime is a homicidal maniac.
At least some of the other characters transform pretty regularly, so that was cool. They didn't like both the not the Decepticons, the Terrorcons and Bumblebee and Mirage all change forms pretty frequently. So that was.
And RC, even Optimus, he had like multiple transformations.
Yeah.
Moving and running. But I like that this Optimus incorporates original Optimus Primal and Beast Machine's Optimus Primal.
So did Cheetor, for that matter. Like Cheetor was kind of a hybrid of how he looked in Beast Machines, and and I would say kind of like that, and I saw kind of some hints of his Transmetal mode. But let's talk about a better movie and a thing that went on sale today over on vice-press.com. These are interesting. These are actually these are the original Transformers posters. They're recreations. The original poster art, it's been remastered. So these come in. You have the UK version and the Japanese key art, which I'm pretty sure the UK one is this one here on the left, and the Japanese key art's the one on the right. So the UK quad one is 24 by 36 inches, and it retails for about $55. And then the Japanese one is 42 by 52.9. Well, I'm sorry. This one is 16.5 by 23.4 inches, and that one retails for $40. They're pretty limited. The UK one is surprisingly more limited. It's limited to 200 prints, and the Japanese one's limited to 2,000.
See the movie today. Does Optimus die?
So, I do collect some Transformers art. I'm curious, like they don't have a direct link, so I'm not sure. Did these go on sale? Because I think this is a European site. Yeah, but I'm not sure that these have gone on sale.
Matt's gonna get that.
Yeah,
he told me.
They do have a whole Transformers collection on their site. So
I've already got a Transformers the movie poster. Thank you very much.
So it looks like you can get the Japanese key art, and you can get this print here, which, to be honest, that looks pretty damn
cool.
Awesome. Had to keep that in consideration because I do collect art, but I'm not sure that I want to spend $50 on a poster.
And they just got spoilers right dead center in the middle.
Well, the movie came out about 35 years ago.
Yeah, but Dave may not have seen it yet.
No. Yes, Sportimus, they do transform. You can roll it into a tube, believe it or not.
I deserve that.
Tube formers.
All right. Well, we do have some folks that are at BotCon right now, and there actually is. It's not really a BotCon exclusive, but it was revealed to be being sold early at BotCon. So let me go ahead and we'll get this pulled up. This came from Mastermind Creations. This was a repaint that I speculated that they might do. I said, they could use this mold. But they write, we just wanted to let our fans know about a crazy fun project we've been wanting to do for a while, announcing Synanox and Symphony. So Synanox, they go on to their own little bios, but this is supposed to be Transtech Cheetor and Rosanna, the cassette. So I don't think that they have any relation to one another, but of course, if you're going to do Chrome Dome, I mean, it makes sense to include, everything that came with the figure repainted.
Right.
I think this is cool. Now, this is not locked to being a convention exclusive. What the heck?
It is. It's locked.
Yeah. So that's weird because it's looking at can't load page, but I already had it loaded. I think this is awesome. I really would love to have a Transtech Cheetor in my collection. I like that there's some remolding outside the head with these claw parts on the arm.
That would just be a fun thing for third party to attack, those old Transtech stuff.
Absolutely. And I mean, of course, the little heart details on Rosanna there. I think that's pretty cool.
Rosanna.
You get dual guns because, Eject didn't come with them.
Eject.
I'm sorry, it was Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi didn't.
Different Eject.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'd like to get this one. So anybody at BotCon has the opportunity, provided they don't sell out, to get these this weekend. So I'm sure we'll probably see some reviews coming out from some familiar faces. I'm sure Sony will probably. Well, I don't know that he will.
Are you sure this would be a BotCon exclusive? This looks like something that would be a TFCon.
So this is not a BotCon exclusive. If we go back. Well, let's just go back to the MMC page. Let me read here. So it says, if you happen to be at BotCon this weekend, we are sending limited advanced copies to the Toy Jojo Ages 3 and Up booth for sale while supplies last. So please find them at the show and grab this fun set. we know you'll love it as much as we do. So yeah, hey, yeah, Mike, if you're there and you can, I would appreciate it. But yeah, I'm looking for this set. It's been a while since MMC has had an exclusive that I was interested in. Hey, Larkin, good to see you, man. Yeah, so any of you guys interested in this or?
Nope.
Again,
If it was 23 years ago, yes.
Yeah. I think of all the Transtech designs, Cheetor, Prime, and Shockwave were the only ones that I found like really interesting.
I don't remember Shockwave.
Shockwave more or less looked like kind of like what Prime Shockwave ended up looking like.
No.
So,
I remember Starscream.
Yeah, Starscream looked like a Evangelion design almost. It was very interesting.
I liked it.
Also,
but again, it was a Starscream.
We had another exclusive drop. This one's interesting because this isn't a convention exclusive. It's an exclusive for TF Source's Customer Appreciation Week, and this is from Make Toys. Obviously, it's supposed to be Red Wing. They're calling it Red Swarm, and still in stock for anybody that wants it or collects those seekers. Any of you guys happen to take a look at this?
I saw it,
haven't.
and then I clicked past
I
it.
saw it, but that mold's old news by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over that mold.
Matt got rid. I know Matt scalped the hell out of his 3 seekers.
I found some room and I just went for it.
They're still
But
boxed
yeah,
up.
I still think it's cool that they did an exclusive for their Customer Appreciation Week. I know TF Source gets a lot of hate. I've never had issues with them. I think the only thing that they really do that's questionable is sometimes their aftermarket sales are a little bit up there. Mike says they really appreciate their customers. They would be giving it away. Well, wait for a sale, because I feel like the challenge with these Make Toys figures outside of the cone heads is a lot of people have kind of moved on. Especially when the deformation space stuff came out at half the price.
And was better proportioned,
Yeah.
better articulated, and better everything.
They
I
look a
think
lot
the
more.
Make Toys ones are better. Right, Dave?
Lies.
Yeah, I guess.
Matt loves the transformation of the deformation space.
I do. I don't have a problem with it.
I didn't have any issues with the Make Toys. I mean, I still have the G2 Starscream in my collection, but you know.
I liked them when they came out, but then Masterpiece came out with a new one and DS came out. I always had issues, like they have the gap in the forearm, the crotch likes to slide down, the midsection likes to separate, the head is tiny, the ankles, the wings, neck.
So far, you're describing perfect lingerie, though.
So let's
Crotch
get into
slides down
something
easy.
a little bit different.
Wings.
This I thought was really cool. So Tamashii Nations is opening up a New York store.
Oh,
So in New York City, opening on September 8th, so right around the corner, they're going to be opening up a flagship store for their products.
are they going to
Isn't
be?
working there?
What's that?
Are they going to be reasonable priced?
There.
That I don't know. I mean, the thing about New York is, you know, again, this is going to be like right in the Times Square area.
No.
It's been a minute since I last went to New York City, but I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be next to or around. So if anybody's kind of familiar, but what's interesting is they're going to have exclusives on launch day. They're going to have the Innocent Challenger Goku. I'm not sure what Trigger Truth is. They're going to have an exclusive Monster Arts Godzilla, the night color version, a Misho movie realization Yonjimbo, Mandalorian, and Grogu. So that kind of samurai series. a Metal Build Strike Gundam Heliopolis rollout version, NX Edge style and Mobile Suit High Gundam, and let's see, do they have any pictures? Yeah, so
Trigger Truth is an Ultraman.
Trigger Truth's an Ultraman. Okay, I see it there. It doesn't look like their prices are too different from regular domestic retail, to be honest. I do appreciate like stores like this, and we'll go through some of the pictures here of what the store looks like. I mean, if there's anything to be said about New York City, like back prior to COVID, like the retail fronts were really, really cool.
Is it close to the Nintendo store?
I don't think so. I think the Nintendo store is a little bit outside of Times Square. So
Because I would have to visit both in the same day.
yeah. So Sportimus says shoplifters will close them down. I mean, it's interesting how everything here is like behind lock and key. But sign of the time.
Yeah,
So here you go. Tamashii Nation store, Times Square, Broadway. We'll move on. This is an interesting one from McFarlane. So, they've been doing the Dark Knight trilogy stuff. I've seen them in person, and I think a lot of them are missed. But this is really cool. It's essentially a great piece for anybody doing dioramas. It's the interrogation scene from the Dark Knight.
No, they're NECA scale dioramas.
Yes.
You put a Marvel
I
Legend
like
in there,
a
it's going to look like
diorama.
he's sitting at a high chair.
Basically. But it's cool that you get multiple hands with this one.
Yes.
The
He's like
hand
an SH Figure Arts.
the handcuffs, I think, are the only thing that look like super out of place here. But
And I think they put that black stand in front and not attached it to the cardboard.
yeah, so you can use this as kind of like a diorama in a box if you wanted.
Just seem angry. I like it.
It would have been, I think, the only thing other than those kind of bad looking handcuffs that would have made it better is if they made it a 2-pack and they packaged him with Batman standing behind him.
No, they got
Agreed.
a million Batmans.
They do, but I mean, as far. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Honestly, and just there's so much packaging, but so little stuff in that packaging. It's like
Well, that may
that box
be.
could be a third smaller.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
the box
I
could be
will.
like a third smaller.
I will
Why?
say, at least
The
they're
diorama is the whole purpose of the
Yeah.
box being big.
only charging $40 for this set. With what
How much
all
they
is
normally
in
charge
there,
for
which-
2-packs. The
I
Green
think it's
Lantern
perfect.
2-pack is $40.
Fair.
But Green Lantern doesn't come with a whole table, 2 folding chairs,
Well, they're
6
not folding
extra
chairs.
hands.
No,
Well,
he came with
2
Green Lantern,
chairs that
Dawnbreaker, constructs for him, constructs for Dawnbreaker, and a display stand for both of them.
but I don't like them. I like the Joker from that movie. What else is under the hands and over the hands?
What else is under and over the hands? I mean, there's
And
the
isn't it something? Or
there's a cell phone that he comes with.
So he can blow up the guy.
Yeah,
and handcuffs.
and the handcuffs.
That's all you need. The only thing could have made it better is if he had another face, another head.
Yeah, I feel like he needed to have like a little bit more of a smarmy looking face. Let's go ahead and we'll look at another thing coming from McFarlane. I don't really want to show the Bat Raptor because it's like,
No,
but I think this one's an interesting 2-pack. You're getting an Atomic Skull and Superman, and I say this is an interesting 2-pack because this is, I think, one of the, and was this one retailing for? Do they have it there? So yeah, this one's also retailing for $39.99 as a 2-pack. But I think these are pretty cool looking effects pieces. I like the transparency on Atomic Skull here. And I think this is probably one of the better looking Superman figures they've done. So curious what you think on this one, Dave.
If the Superman was had double jointed arms, he'd be perfect.
That Superman is the first Superman they ever released.
And that Atomic Skull looks like a remold of Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That actually is a remold of the Lex Luthor power armor.
Yeah, he looks good. I like the way he looks, even though I've never heard of him in my life.
He's a very, very minor character, but yeah, that's just remolding the Lex Luthor and using some of the effects from Powers from Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he comes with effects and extra hands, which is awesome.
Yeah, they both come with extra hands. And then God, I'm surprised by this one. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I'm shocked because I don't think that this Clayface sold very well. But they're doing a Rebirth 3-pack with Batman, Batwoman, and Clayface. This appears to be an Amazon exclusive. And what are they selling this one for?
Be safe, make loud.
They're selling this one for $70, which
that's actually not bad.
Not hateful, because Clayface was what, a $40 figure, a $30 figure?
Yeah, he was 40, I think.
Now,
yeah.
Give me a 3-pack with the Bane figure and we'll talk. I never found that Bane figure.
Yeah.
That is probably the most valuable McFarlane figure out right now.
And we'll stay on some comic related stuff. Let's go over and look at a Moth-X releases. We've got the Moth-X Eradicator and the Marvel Cinematic Universe Captain America coming out. No pricing or release dates yet.
First Avenger.
What's that?
So the first Avenger.
Yes. Yeah, so this is based off of the first Captain America movie design. This is a good-looking Eradicator. Did the previous one have a cloth cape?
If it was Mafex, it did.
Yeah, Mafex.
Yeah, he looks like an action figure from Mafex.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be, if it's Mafex, it's gonna be an impeccable figure. It's gonna cost way too much money, but when you have it in your hand, you're gonna feel like if you are the niche for that figure, it's gonna be the best version of that figure out there.
That Captain America has questionable elbow joints to me. Like they kind of look less than 90 degrees.
And nobody can get this head sculpt right. The Chris Evans head sculpt.
Loose, but
that doesn't look even bothering for Chris Evans.
Yeah.
This looks like What If Chris Evans.
That's being generous too. I think that they shaded the lips wrong, and yeah.
It might look better in person. Sometimes that happens. But
yes.
David was getting that, and I'm not getting that.
Yeah, I'm not. I was, as much as I liked the story of the Reign of Superman, it's not worth me putting in $400 plus $400+ for the figures.
You're not getting Superboy though?
No, I'm not. There's so many figures. It's like Matt's saying about staying in the lane.
Yeah.
There's so many good figures coming out there, but especially ones that are $100 plus. Like, I don't know if you're mentioning the Revoltech stuff that's coming out, but
no, I don't have that on the dock, but I'm saving the G.I. Joe stuff to end on.
I was gonna say there's a Revoltech Agent Venom coming out. There's a Revoltech Moon Knight coming out, and they just announced the price for the Catwoman. She's $130. It's like these Mafexes are all $115. It's like
And the Revoltech Catwoman we looked at, based on the Arkham games, that looks pretty good. And it's
right, but she's $130 on BBTS. They just announced the price today.
That can't be right because Solicitation said 70.
$129 BBTS.
That's why you shop from the Japanese websites. This one's pretty cool. So again, I don't really know how big of a market there is for Indiana Jones stuff that's not indie, because it doesn't seem like the lines ever sell well. But Mezco is doing a major tot, and I think the likeness is there. The soft goods look pretty good, and most importantly, he comes with the Arc. The Arc actually has light, you know, like a light up, and you can actually have like, you know, the spirits releasing there, so you get a ghost with a display base. And
so you could actually own the Wrath of God.
Yes,
and you could have the Wrath of the Almighty in your collection and display it.
Just the best thing is it comes with multiple head portraits, so you can recreate the different stages of melting.
Yep.
So
I don't see this thing selling.
I don't either. It's like I said, the Indiana Jones stuff. I mean, it's funny because like Indiana Jones has a big following, but I think that the people that love Indiana Jones just love the movies, and they'll have like a poster or an indie statue or figure, but like they don't go into it like Star Wars collectors do.
That's not what Disney's hoping.
Well, but that's the thing is, like, even in the 80s, those toy lines didn't sell very well. Then when they tried again in 2008, when King of the Crystal Skull came out, they tried doing like trilogy figures, and again it just didn't land. And the for Dial of Destiny, like those figures all kind of fell flat and were on clearance like before the movie even came out. So
does anybody still care about the movie? How did the movie do?
It lost a lot of money.
I'm guessing they're hoping people buy this because it's got the Arc. Like that's, I feel like that you're buying the Arc and the figure is the bonus.
And the melting face for memes.
Yep.
You could have somebody flashing him and his face melting off. That's a selling point. I just made some sales. Hire me.
Yeah, so it seems like worldwide Dial of Destiny made $370 million. So, oof. That's not good. All right, well, we'll move on. We got more mess, or I'm sorry, we got 3-0 stuff. So I know the Mezco Destro is out, and that's where I'm tripping myself up. 3-0 showed off their 1/6 scale Destro, which
it's super Destro-y.
Yes, I think again, like I don't do 1/6 scale.
Anything?
Yeah. I think this is definitely cool for and priced right for like the Hot Toys collectors. I mean, for anybody that's like, hey, I primarily collect Hot Toys, but I'd like to have some G.I. Joe representation. We got Snake Eyes, we got Storm Shadow, Destro coming out. Kind of curious how far they'll take the line. But I still think like having seen the Mezco ones, like having seen the Mezco Destro in hand, like I think that has so much more character than this. It's Destro. It's kind of vanilla, but you know. And not to be outdone, they are also doing a Cobra Commander.
So this I really, really like. I really like this Cobra Commander. I don't think I want to buy it, but stay in lane.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it, but something seems off. Stay in your lane. Something seems off with the stitching on the soft goods. Like,
it looks impeccable to me, but But actually, T,
Wait till it comes out.
don't you have the Mezco? Not the Mezco. Don't you have the 1/6 scale Power Rangers from them? From
Yes.
3-0?
I
So
thought that was
you know
Ace
how their
Toys.
bodies feel. That
Well, wait,
doesn't sound right. But
is-
you know what
is
I
They
mean.
it
feel like crap.
Is it 3-0 T, or do you have the Ace Toys ones?
3-0.
It's
They're
3-0.
sitting
Okay.
right here in the room with me. Yeah.
I have the 3-0 Doomslayer, and yeah, that. It's an interesting feeling figure. It doesn't feel like a Hot Toys. It doesn't feel bad, but it just doesn't feel. I don't know, the way that you would want a 1/6 scale figure.
My problem, the ankles are loose. The hands, like, there's a separation between the gloves and the gauntlets where you can see the joints. They made the joints like flesh tone, like, and I'm like, why did you do that instead of white?
So yeah, so since he's had this, I remember him talking negative about it. So that's why while these look good, if the body build isn't worth it, yeah. So easy pass,
I
money
didn't
saved.
mess with them, but at BotCon they had Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow in the case, and their clothing looked really cheap, like Mattel Barbie line cheap.
Well, and that's disappointing because I was looking at what you get for this, the way it looked in the pictures, and then the price all seemed
maybe
really
you'll see
good.
Maybe you'll see it at BotCon or something in person, and it will look good. But I could tell by looking at it, I could tell the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow's clothing was really thin, and you'll probably tear it, or it'll just feel like crap. That's what it would look like to me.
But speaking of, I mean, the Mezco, like, how many G.I. Joe figures have they announced and put up for solicitation? But one has come out. Like, what the hell is going on?
Right,
here?
and wasn't
I mean, it's
Roadblock
Mezco.
announced?
We've got Destro, we've got Roadblock, we've got Snake Eyes,
Firefly.
Firefly.
Yeah, Firefly.
Like, what? I want Baroness through them, and I definitely want a Mezco Cobra Commander.
Well, Duke was also announced and shown as well.
And they'll never do a Baroness or Lady J or Scarlet because they don't do female figures hardly ever.
Yeah.
And if they do, it's gonna have single jointed elbows.
Well, the other thing too that's kind of odd with Mezco is well, actually I should say 3-0 tends to not do like human sculpt faces, but like Mezco doesn't seem to know whether they want to do like hyper realistic or comic like faces. Because like looking at like Roadblock, he looks very realistic, whereas Duke looks a lot like he was like plucked from like the old comic drawings. So, is there going to be like a cohesion to those designs?
Yes.
You know,
I have no idea.
I think he'll have a different head sculpt because like Destro had the face sculpt from the old toy art.
yes.
And then he had a more cartoony face.
Well, we got more G.I. Joe news to cover real quick. We got this is a new subline that was just kind of self-dropped today. It's the Night Force. So this is Wolf Spider. So Parth Wolf Spider Varma. This is
correction before the comments to it. They had other Night Force characters that are Walmart exclusive.
Is Big Ben part of that?
Yes.
Okay, so Big Ben and but then the Cobras are part of a different one. So the Joes get Night Force, and then yeah. So this will be a Walmart exclusive. No details yet, but hey, somebody's got it in hand. And this is a figure that's meant to be a character, but could also be a troop builder if you wanted.
Oh my gosh, that gear.
Yeah.
That is, they are going after Bobby Vallo with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that is exactly that is almost exactly like Action Force gear.
Yeah.
To a T. From the backpack. Okay, the antenna's a little lighter, but the hold on, where's the gear pack? Give me 1 second here.
The only thing GI Joe does different is they have more weapon accessories than they do hands.
Yeah, and storage options.
I mean,
it looks like a reuse of the shotgun that came with Flint, but that's fine. I like that shotgun a lot.
But
this is why competition's a good thing. Like if Valveverse is coming in doing their thing, and Hasbro thinks like, hey, they're competing with us, then Hasbro can't. They have to compete. They have to offer.
Basic grunt, but you have your basic grunt body, which is what the Valveverse figure has, with the baklava head.
Yep.
And then you get your combat vest, which will have a radio on there and an antenna on there. And the combat vest on the Valveverse one has a combat knife. And then you got your helmet. And the Valveverse one has the helmet with the night vision goggles that fold over on it. Yeah. Even the holsters are almost identical to the Valveverse ones. The thigh holster.
Is that two different heads?
No, it's got the helmet, and then it looks like, I'm not sure what that thing's supposed to be. It's not quite a gas mask, but it looks like some sort of like tactical
night vision
thermal.
Goggle.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now.
He flip down night vision goggles, which I think is awesome. But like the thing on the right here just looks like some sort of like tactical mask. That's why I'm like, this could be a troop builder for people that wanted to do it.
It is. No. I'm saying that absolutely is a troop builder, and it is very much like the Special Ops gear pack.
Yeah.
Now, does the vest come off? That's one thing GI Joes don't do.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's maybe I don't have him with me, but it looks like it might be a repaint of Firefly's vest.
No, if it is, it's a repaint of the new Firefly vest because
I don't think the new one comes with a vest.
The old one had the
old Firefly had ballistic gear for like bomb disposal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's a reuse of what's his name? Falcon's backpack.
Yes. Not Falcon's backpack because it's got that.
Because that antenna.
Yeah, that's Falcon. Falcon had that.
Oh, is that Duke's vest?
Duke didn't have a vest.
Okay, but no, he's got that radio. That thing on his shoulder looks really familiar, though.
Yeah.
They're probably arms from anybody. But everything's pinless, right? So it should be a newer figure.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell where those came from.
Well, what else we got?
Well, we got one more thing to look at, and I think we all know this is coming. But hey, if you don't, the Valkyries have moved up. So the Cobra Valkyries, they are now coming next week. So if you have these on pre-order from Pulse, they've been moved up. The original date, what you guys recall what the original date was?
No.
But
I don't remember
put them
at this
in
point.
and you say a prayer.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, this is we've talked about this quite a bit on the show. It's like Hasbro will announce something, it'll be far out, and I hope it's something that they address pretty soon. It's not that I don't get excited about their products coming out, but at the same time, it can also be a bit problematic for anybody trying to budget or, I know a lot of e-tailers, like them or not, Nerdzoic has talked about this. I personally like his channel a lot, but he as a retailer, an independent retailer, I'm going to email him. I'd love to get him on the show, and he's a local. Well, he's local-ish, but I'd love to get him on the show to talk about him running his store. But for retailers, when they expect inventory to come in, they have to budget for it, and then Hasbro goes, hey, it's due. So not only do they have to put the money up front, but then they have to turn around and tell their customers, hey, the product's here sooner than expected.
Do you gotta cancel? Yeah, I gotta cancel.
Yeah, and that's a problem for independent retailers because their customers also have to budget, and then they get their pre-order. Hey, your pre-order arrival, right?
I'm lucky. I am super lucky that I am currently in a position where I ordered 2 of these, and I won't be eating ramen noodles.
That's good. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people that are like that, and these are troop builders. I think these were Pulse exclusives, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so
they're girls with double jointed elbows.
Yep, and female Cobra Troopers. So
dude, they don't come with faces, right?
I don't think they do. No.
Nope. I'm definitely putting my. I've got 2 Baroness figures because I got one of the coil bikes, so I think I'm definitely gonna put one of the Baroness heads on one of the gold Valkyries.
Knock on wood that they actually fit.
Hopefully, It looks like a reuse of the Baroness body.
But if not, I still got faceless ones, and I can do some. I got other plans for the Baroness anyway. So,
this should be new because Baroness had like those thigh-high boots and all that junk.
But
if anything, they may have some Lady J stuff.
Well, I was thinking movie Baroness, like here.
No, it's not movie Baroness. Well, movie Baroness did have double jointed elbows.
Yeah, might be her arms.
No, look with that not with that texturing. That's all new sculpt.
Yeah.
I think movie Baroness had single jointed elbows.
No,
and Akiko. They didn't do double jointed until Lady J came out, and those movie figures were old designs.
No.
He's gonna find out he wasted time.
But yeah, so anybody that's still looking to get these, they are still available on Pulse. While we're here, we'll do a Pulse check. We'll head over to the HasLab and see. We'll wrap up the night and see how the Ghost is doing, because the Ghost has been fully funded.
Is it over?
No, it's got 13 days left. So
yep, single jointed elbows. You were right.
Did they open any more tiers?
So the thing is, this is at currently is at 11,323 backers, and I think the next tier unlock was it 12,000?
I think that little ship right there.
Yeah. So Ezra just unlocked.
Oh.
And yeah, tier 2's 14, and
tier
3 is 17. The ship, the little ship, the Phantom 2, that's always come with it, so that's not tied.
Unless this was in a cartoon, they're trying to tie in with the Ahsoka show because that artwork is featured on the Ahsoka show.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on Twitter this morning that they put that exact artwork in there, and so people are like, that's a little bit jarring to have that, as a painting, but whatever. You would think that they would look realistic because in the context of the show, it's.
Is it then jarring?
Yeah. I see what you did there.
I think they also had that little shuttle thing, if I'm not mistaken.
This isn't tied to a tier. This is included along with Hera.
Yeah, so, I believe she was flying that. I could be wrong. Yeah. It looked bigger in the show.
But Ezra, Kanan, and Zeb, they're all tied. So Ezra's unlocked. I think they'll get people at the end. I think since it's fully funded.
Yeah, Hasbro just pays for that stuff at the end.
Yeah.
Well, I think they did.
I think that they Well, remember they extended Unicron to get all the tiers, so it'll be interesting to see if something gets funded, but not all the tiers unlock.
What else? They extended Dragonfly, didn't they, for 2 days?
I don't recall. They
feel
might
like they did.
They might have extended the Sentinel, but Unicron was the one that I distinctly remember them extending, because that was becoming a little bit of a nail biter. So, and Mariana says if all the tiers unlock, they will also release Sabine and Chopper separately for all. I thought that they have a Chopper
Sabine on his lights on a speeder bike at an angle. I may just put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
Helen, is that statue backwards? No. Nope.
But it'll be interesting to see. Show after next, we'll know where this lands, and it'll be interesting to check in on it next week to see how close they are with a week left, or less than a week left. And with that, I think that'll do it for tonight's show. Yep. So Princeton confirms she flew the shuttle in the show.
Thank you, Princeton.
And he also, Mariano also says the Phantom 2 was a 2-seater on the show, way bigger. So, I'm sure a lot of people are just going to appreciate that they at least put it in there, even if slightly inaccurate.
How dare they? It has to be pure accuracy at all times. You don't understand that?
But with that, I think we'll wrap it up here. So thanks again to everyone in the chat who participated tonight, who hopped in. Effortless Random, good to see you. And Effortless Random, we did not cover that Super 7 Cobra Commander, but that is out there with all the new head sculpts. I'll put that in the docket. We'll put that next week.
I thought that was debunked as fan made.
Was it? Well, we'll fact check that.
Oh yeah, that was it.
That was.
It said fan made renders, but when people share it, it didn't show the title. But when I went directly to the page, they had that, and then they had some trooper packs with a female trooper with the face revealed and Baroness as a trooper, and it said fan made renders.
It was the Crimson Guard one that really ticked me off, because those Crimson Guard, Fred turning into Cobra. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But we got all excited for nothing.
And I remember looking at it and I was going like, well, I'm surprised because they still have to license through Hasbro, and Hasbro doesn't want anybody doing that hooded face sculpt. So I was like, wow.
Plus they weren't even Super 7; they were classified renders.
Oh, I thought they were labeled as Super 7.
Nope, they were designed to look like classified.
Yeah. Yeah, if you see any hooded helmets or hooded masks for Cobra Commander, I'd be skeptical because Hasbro doesn't want that going on right now. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight. So again, thanks to everybody for popping in the chat, smashing that like button, and just giving us a watch tonight. We appreciate you all. We'll be back next Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time here on the Figure Action Podcast channel. Peace out. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you all on the next one.
Good night.
Good night.